We like that. First question.
All right.
How is Neil in real life?
I spend most of my time with my family, my kids, um, watching TV, and I probably work 60 to 80 hours a week.
So you managed to find time for your family?
I work from home, which makes it easy.
Right.
So even if I don't make time for my family, sometimes I do Zoom calls and my kids just come on the Zoom calls, whether I ask them to or not.
So Neil, yeah.
You also started making videos with your daughter. I saw those videos as well.
Yes, because sometimes she cries when I'm making the video, so I hold her so she stops crying.
Yeah. So Neil, so you have a 800 people team, right? So what is the exact work that Neil is doing on the laptop?
Most of the work I do is actually phone calls. I don't do too much work on the laptop. When a company grows a certain size, you have a lot of managers, a lot of things to keep track of. And I have a lot of phone calls for strategy, execution, making sure things are going right. I spend more time doing things like that than actually the busy work. Because the busy work, there's already enough people to do the busy work, but the strategy is where I spend most of my time.
Right.
So you take time off as well for you. Like this is my time wherein I'm only going to focus upon strategy.
No, I just naturally focus on strategy for the majority of my day.
Okay.
So I don't do too much busy work. Most people use a laptop. I use an iPad. If you use an iPad, you're more limited on the work you can do. It teaches you to delegate the work to other people in your organization so you can focus on the most important task.
Right.
Right. Important learning for us.
Yes, people, the claps must go on, right? Come on.
Right.
We like that.
So with respect to strategizing, so let's suppose you're handling so many clients and then you have your own business. So are you into the client strategizing? What's like?
I do. A lot of times I look at client strategy. So every week we do a call globally with a lot of our leaders. And we go over a lot of strategies and tactics for different clients. I love doing that because it allows me to learn more. See, what works for one company in one region like India may not work for another company in a different region. Or we may find that a lot of people in India are doing something specific that people in America are not, and then we'll take the tactic from India and bring it to America or vice versa.
Right.
I have a different question.
Okay.
Because we also want to see the personal side of yours. So what makes you angry? Or do you get angry? You seem to be very chilled out.
I don't get too angry. I'm Gujarati, so I don't like losing money. I don't think any Indian likes losing money though. Wasting money also makes me angry. When my kids eat food and they don't finish all the food on their plate, it makes me so upset because you know how many people in places like India and Africa don't have food? So if they don't finish their food, I'm not happy with that. But when you try to tell a 1-year-old or a 3-year-old that they need to finish the food, sometimes it doesn't translate, but I try.
When you plan to venture or go into a new country, how do you look at that? Okay, this is the country where I want to go. Do you make a plan for 1 year, 2 years?
No.
No. I'm not talking about the long-term plan. Like you give it time, 2 years, strategizing that ways.
So when we go into a new country, we look first at GDP. And we look at potential growth. Like India has a good GDP, but we see massive growth potential in the next 5-10 years. So when countries have good GDP or good growth potential, we try to expand there. The other thing that we look for is amazing talent. I don't care how good you may be. If you want to build a big business, you need to hire rock stars. One thing people in India need to change is cheap labor is not good. High quality labor is better. It makes you grow faster and produce better results. In countries like India, there's a lot of talented, smart, good labor, which makes it easier to expand into.
And what are the trends that you are seeing in India?
What are the what?
Trends.
The trends that we're seeing in India right now for what? Business, marketing, which one?
Yeah, business.
The trends we're seeing in India right now, too many people are trying to create niche businesses. That is the wrong approach. They say the riches are in the niches. That is not true. The riches are in the broad markets. See, India has the biggest population in the world. Anything that everyone could buy is what's going to make you the most money. A good example of this is Jio, you know, the cell phone provider. Everyone could use it. That's an example of a big market. You want to go after big markets. The bigger the market, the better you can potentially do. It's easier to take 1% of a big market and make a lot of money than it is to take 50% of a very small niche. So go after big markets. So the first trend we see in India is people go after niches. That's wrong. Do not do that. Go after bigger markets. The second trend that we're seeing in India is people are focusing on short-term results. What do I get in 2 weeks? What do I get in 1 month, 2 months? What am I going to get in a year? Businesses are not built in 1 year. It takes 3 years to start making decent money. It takes 10 plus years to build a good sized business. Yes, you may see some startups that just go all of a sudden overnight, but that founder many times has been working on that idea for 5, 10 years. He had a lot of other experiences, a lot of other failures that led him or her down that path. Another trend that I'm seeing in India is I see them enabling women more. There's a lot of men in the audience, but there's also more and more women. When I was here 10, 11 years ago, it was much more men in business. Why can't women create businesses? They're smart. They're hardworking. There's so much potential. And leverage them. It's not just men who create good companies. Women can also create amazing businesses as well. So when you're creating a business, don't just think about what do all these men want. Half the population is women. Think about what they want as well.
Right.
We remember we were actually having a discussion with Neil backstage with the Diamond attendees, and you asked people. So they've been seeing us for 3 to 4 years. So everybody assumes that's the journey.
Yes. And I didn't know how long you've been doing your business for, but I knew it was not 1, 2, or 3 years. I knew it takes much longer, but no one ever sees it that way. Everyone always thinks, oh, you guys do well. Must be done in 1 year or 2 years.
I was sharing an example with everybody yesterday. So there was a stock product, stock images product, which was about to launch in the market from one of my mentees. And I asked her that, just the stock images, it was a smaller market. I said that, it's not going to do well in the launches. So I said that let's make it something different. And back in 2018, Google visual searches were coming, right? So when you click on the images, it will directly send you to the website. And you also had a thing on your article, on your blog post that, this is something which is growing.
Yes.
So we used that angle, that used stock photos to rank better on SEO. And that launch, instead of doing, let's say, $20,000, $25,000 like all the other launches in the stock market, it did $100,000 in 7 days. And we also used your photograph on the page that Neil Patel has this quotation. So that added to the credibility. So
That's
again,
awesome.
going into the broader market rather than the smaller market.
Broader is better.
So Neil, a message from your side to all the hustlers, action takers, dreamers who are over here.
My message is give it 10 plus years. You guys are all young. People will now live to 100 plus years. You have so much time. Even when you're 40, you haven't even lived half your life. You have so much time. If you want to build something big, do it. Don't take shortcuts. Put in the time and effort. Shortcuts do not get you the results quicker. They get you the results slower. When you take a shortcut, it can set you back in many cases years. Take the long, slow, steady approach. And I'm not saying long and slow because everything is long and slow. What I mean is you got to take the right approach. most right approaches are not the shortcuts. When you do things that can get you temporary results, a lot of times it can hurt the business in the long run. So don't be short-sighted. Do what's best for the business 5, 10 years from now, not what's best next week. That's how you win.
That deserves a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Come on. But we won't let you go before we do a rapid fire with you.
All right, let's do it.
Okay? So, Instagram or YouTube?
I love Instagram.
Okay.
'Cause
Favorite
I get to
food?
see all my personal photos of my friends.
Okay.
Okay. Favorite food?
Favorite food? Indian food.
But you found the Indian food here more spicy.
Indian food in India is spicy compared to America. When I say mild, it's still spicy. But it's still delicious.
What makes Neil really happy?
Seeing other people succeed. When other people succeed and do well, it makes me happy.
Your top priority in life?
Family and helping others.
Also, when he was getting some pictures clicked backstage, I saw that he has perfected his smile. He has the set angle over there. So how did you do that?
After thousands of smiles, you eventually figure it out.
So actually, this event was supposed to happen in 2020. Then COVID happened and we couldn't do it. So we had actually one deliverable wherein I was supposed to get a photograph clicked with 500 people. So I went in front of the mirror and I practiced. Okay, Rahul, this is how your smile got to be. This is how your smile is going to be. I agree. When you get so many photos clicked, you have that angle right.
Yeah.
One final message from your side.
You know, when I first came to India 10, 11, 12 years ago, the big thing that a lot of people were doing, and even before that, 15, 20 years ago, companies like Microsoft, Amazon, Google, Facebook, they were all pulling people from India into America. Cheaper labor, very talented people. You don't need to come to America for opportunities. The opportunities are here in India. Double down on your own country. This is a big market. Look at how many people from other countries are investing money in India. We all see the opportunity in India. It's now time for you guys to see the opportunity here as well.
Right.
Let's have a big, huge round of applause for Mr. Neil Patel, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you guys for coming on a Saturday. Really appreciate it.
And we appreciate him coming over here after 10 years for this event. It really means a lot to us and to everybody over here, Neil. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Really loved having you over here.
Hope you had a good time here.
Yes, it's been fun.
Thank you.